Hi,
How are you?
Amanda. Nice
Oh
to
my
meet you.
God, you look so beautiful.
Oh,
Let me
thank you
tell
so
you.
much, Amanda. It's so yeah, exciting to actually talk to you finally. How are you?
Yeah, finally, because we were trying to schedule this live since a long time ago, right?
Yeah, but I know that you're very busy, and I'm so
Mhm.
thankful that we got to talk and yeah, to
No, I'm
talk
so
about
thankful too.
yeah.
Exactly. How are you doing? How's everything going these last days?
Oh yeah, it's very crazy. So I'm now in New York right now. I'm trying to do the modeling jobs here. So I will be visiting the Miss Universe office tomorrow, like you did.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's incredible. Look, I'm pretty sure you're going to have an amazing time. I remember that when I went there, I talked to Colombia and to Panama that had previously gone, and they
Uh-huh.
just told me like, "Hey girl, you're going to have an amazing time because all the team is really kind. They are so joyful." So I just suggest you to enjoy every single moment. Since the moment you get off the elevator, and you open that door, you're going
Uh-huh.
to feel the incredible vibe that all the team has in the Miss Universe office.
Right. Yeah, I'm so excited. I saw you on visiting the Miss Universe office. You look beautiful with your purple dress. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No
Do you
problem.
already chose your clothing for tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that's the biggest problem, right? Yeah, I'm torn between some of the outfit choices that I have, and I'm like, oh, which one is the right outfit?
Okay, no,
Mhm.
you just have to feel comfortable with it,
Right, right.
because they just want to know who you are and what your
Hmm.
essence is and
Right.
your personality. So
Yes.
it's just like choose only the thing that makes you the most comfortable with.
Hmm. Right, right.
Well, Hannah, welcome to Voices Across the Universe. I usually start talking about cultural things,
Right.
and I have always thought that Korea is a really interesting nation. So I took the chance to do like a little research, and I found five interesting facts about
Oh,
Korea that I want to share with you, and you will tell us if it's correct or not. Okay?
sure. Hmm.
Great. Well, the first one is that in South Korea, it is common to ask about blood types. Is it
Oh,
true?
blood types. Yes, that's very common.
Yeah.
So just like nowadays, people ask about horoscopes all the time, right? Yeah,
Okay.
so that's something that's I guess prevalent in Korea or Japan. So it's like the same idea that we think maybe our personalities are like
Okay.
dependent
That
upon
it has
our
something
yeah.
to do with it.
Hmm. But I think nowadays there's another thing called MBTI that's like more popular. So we actually take the test, and then it's also based upon our personality traits and then our characters, and then
Okay.
we actually I think characterize people into like 20 or like 23 different personality types. And yeah, so that's now like a nowadays thing. I think blood type has been also a
So
thing.
you guys like to identify what kind of personality each of you have.
Yeah.
That's cool. And how would you define your personality?
Uh-huh. So every time I do a personality test, it says I'm like a golden retriever. I'm very outgoing, and then yeah,
Well, I can
yeah.
tell. I can tell. And you're so kind.
Oh, thank you. I could also tell that you're very outgoing, and then nice to people, trying to build a community. Also, yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, we have that in common then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the second fact, I found that South Koreans are 1 year old when they are born. Is that
Oh
true?
yes, yes, yes.
That's so
So
interesting. Why is it? What?
yeah, so the thing is that when a woman is pregnant with the baby and the fetus is considered, I guess, like 1 year old, that's the whole idea of like us being, I guess, counting the age system very differently. But then the current president actually is trying to establish the international age counting system. Yeah.
Okay. And how old are you, for example?
So, for example, right now I am 27 years old, but then in Korea I'm 2 years older,
Oh,
which makes me 29 years old all at a
oh, really? So internationally, you would be 27,
27.
but
Yeah.
Korea, 29.
Right. So the idea is in like January 1st, everyone I guess gets 1 year older all together.
All together.
Yeah.
Wow. But
Uh-huh.
that's really interesting. You see, like it's a cultural thing.
Right.
How nice.
Mhm.
Okay. No, it's so fun to get to know the things about other nations, you know, and understand how cultures work.
Yeah.
Good. So for this third fact,
Hmm.
I found out that Valentine's Day in Korea is
Yeah.
for guys. So this means
Yeah.
like women have to give like chocolates or balloons to guys, right?
Exactly.
That's
So
interesting because
mhm.
like usually people think that only women should receive chocolates and
All right.
flowers and things. So you guys make that
Uh-huh.
day special also for men.
So I guess there's like only one day in the entire year that guys are getting to receive the present. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have something called like White Day, which is
I
for
found
guys.
that exactly. You
Uh-huh.
celebrate both, like
Yes,
Valentine's Day and White
a
Day.
White Day. Yes. So actually, I have like a White Day themed photo shoot. Like the photos are also on my Instagram page. It's like for the candies and all that.
I'm gonna
So
check that out. Okay.
yeah. So it's Valentine's for guys and White Day for girls. Yeah.
Okay. So you have one day for each other, and that's fair.
Yeah.
Great. And then for the last one,
Hmm.
I found out that urban and natural beauty coexist in South Korea. So if you're a city lover or you're just a fan of
Hmm.
adventuring around outdoors, you can find everything in South Korea because you can go like um, on the city, or you can also go on a hike, or you can go to the beach at the same time.
Right. So Korea is a peninsula, so we have all the mountains. Also, we have access to all the beaches and things like that. And then that's one of the great things about, I guess, traveling in Korea. So you can actually experience the city life, but
Mhm.
also you can see the beautiful, I guess, mountains and beaches. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm curious about Korea now. I need to go soon. Let's hope
Yeah.
so.
Oh yeah, it'll be so great if you could visit Korea. I will be happy to show you around, and then Korea will be very happy to have
Thank you so much.
beautifulness in Venezuela.
You're
Yeah.
also welcome here, okay? I
Oh
can be
yeah.
your guide tour.
Yeah, I would love to visit Venezuela one day, and then yeah, just experience everything that's wonderful.
Experience everything because our cultures are really different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be so interesting to get to know like your food and you to get to know mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that if I get the chance to, I need to cook arepas for you girls at Miss Universe. Okay? I need you girls to taste our Venezuelan arepas.
Yeah. So one of the things that I really want to try is like your food. Yeah.
It's
Uh-huh.
so deli. It's so deli. And I found one extra fact that I just thought it was so interesting because it was like really focused, highlighted on the blog I visited.
Uh-huh.
And it says that South Korea's internet is blazing fast. Is
Oh
this
yeah.
true?
Oh yeah. So one of the things that I'm struggling in New York right now is that
Is
Wi-Fi is
there?
very slow.
Oh, and even in New York?
So I think Korea has the fast Wi-Fi internet connections because the country itself is very small, and then
Okay,
a lot of the resources are based in Seoul, yeah, which makes the radius even smaller. So I think that's the reason why probably.
that's true. That's probably the reason. You're right. You're right. And from which city are you from in
Yes,
Korea?
I'm from Seoul, and then you can actually guess probably more than 90% of the people from Korea are from Seoul, or either they went to school in Seoul or they are
Mm.
working in Seoul because all the good schools are there, all the good jobs and works are based in Seoul. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, since when are you living in New York?
Uh-huh.
Was it for the contest, or
Uh-huh.
how's your life going in this past years?
Yeah, so I was actually born in LA and then I moved back and forth between Korea and America a lot of times. So
Great.
I've been working as a model and also a translator specialized in clinical trials. So I have two jobs right now, and I've been living in New York since May because I was signed with an agency. So I'm trying to make things work here.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing. And how did this Miss Universe Korea thing happen?
Uh-huh.
Like, did you expect it to happen? Did you dream with it?
Actually, it was something that I never expected to happen in my life because
Okay.
um, I guess I was not expecting myself to become a model or a Miss Universe. Uh-huh. But then actually my friend suggested I should try doing modeling. And then
Okay.
my hairdresser one day she was telling me, "Oh, you should try out for the beauty pageants in Miss Korea. I think you were suitable." And then that's when I guess found my passion in I guess being confident on stage about like who you are as a woman, and
Yeah.
also the fact that you can advocate for the things that you're passionate about. And I guess beauty pageant is not about beauty. It's all about how you present yourself as a confident woman, and also the fact that you are speaking for a lot of people. I think I that has driven me to I guess move forward and to yeah win the title. I still can't believe that I have the Miss
Wow.
Korea title. Yeah.
That's incredible because that's something that I always rescue when people ask me what's the difference between modeling and being a beauty pageant
Hmm.
queen.
Hmm.
And it's just about like in modeling you are getting the chance to show a product, and
Yes.
it's also interesting because you need to be a character.
Uh-huh.
But in a beauty pageant competition you need to be yourself and show who
Mhm.
you are and what do you want to tell to the world. So that's
Right,
what
right.
makes a difference, and I think you are experiencing this as you have also modeling experience, not like
Mhm.
a modeling background.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And then I was so inspired by you because you are actually leading a lot of the social movements, and then you are doing the voices across the universe. So we could all see, yeah, the different queens, ideas and their thoughts and their advocates. So it was actually very inspiring for me and other queens to see your movement.
So
Yeah.
glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that because that's precisely what we're looking with Voices Across the Universe. And I was dying to restart this project
Uh-huh.
after almost 1 month and a half
Uh,
that we stopped for a while
right.
because we get the chance to know each other. And I always rescue that whenever we arrive to the competition,
Mhm.
we will feel like friends already, like we know each other
Yeah.
already and we will have like
Mhm.
a long road already overcome, and
Mhm.
we will be able to take the most out of this experience.
Yeah, so that's I think one thing that's very good about social media, that we can actually meet each other, through social media. Uh-huh. So it's a very good thing that we get to talk before we meet.
No, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. We also have our chat, and it's
Uh-huh.
so fun.
Yes, yes.
And what about your contest? Like when you were becoming Miss Universe Korea, how was your like your national competition?
Uh-huh. So it was very, I guess, interesting because the year previously to the year that I was competing, there was no pageant because of the COVID-19 situation. And then I believe a lot of the people went through a hard time because of the COVID-19. And then actually our pageant was held in like metaverse universe. I so it was a very I guess different experience because we were actually in a studio and then on a green screen and
Oh,
everything. Yeah, that was because of the COVID-19 situation in Korea. Yeah. And actually it was a very different experience for me, like because before I was a model, but in here I had to speak for myself and I had to speak for other people and then show people what I've got. Yeah. Yeah.
great, great.
Hmm.
I'm really glad that you're connecting, with that passion, with that cause that you want to
Hmm.
represent. Now that you have the Korea sash
Hmm.
on you, that's so interesting, and this is a space precisely for
Hmm.
that. And look, this was a question that I found on the box I left yesterday on my stories, and people were so curious about your preparation. Like, how does a Korean woman prepares for a beauty pageant? How are you going with this preparation now, looking forward to Miss Universe?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I believe just like we talked about, beauty pageant is not just all about beauty or
Yeah,
about, the dress. So I've been
right.
thinking a lot about what like kind of topic I should be speaking up for, or what kind of what group of people I should be representing. And then that actually taught me a lot about like myself, I guess, in the process.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's so true. That's something like this preparation lets us analyze so many things about ourselves and get to know us deeper.
Right, right. That's so true. And then also to be, I guess, on stage, it's not just about being pretty, but it's about being confident about yourself, which is actually very difficult when you think about it, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think people cannot imagine how hard it is
Mm-hmm.
to be on stage, you know.
Right.
And it gets it needs a lot of practice. It requires a lot of practice and a lot of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
because you're like, initially a stage is not the same as real life, you know. There
Right.
are live cameras, and the video effects changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need to irradiate that energy that you want the judges or the public to see from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to practice that, because I heard this from an ex Miss Universe Venezuela,
Mm-hmm.
Diana Mendoza. I don't know if you've heard about her, but she had like
Mm-hmm.
a really great runway
Mm-hmm.
where like she impacted everyone. And
Right.
she was asked, like, was that spontaneous or was
Mm-hmm.
that prepared? And she said, like, it was obviously prepared, because you need to train that in
Right.
order to get a good result. If
Mm-hmm.
not, then you cannot go out on a runway and just walk around without any sense. You need to strategically prepare that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why we need to practice over and over and over, and then it will look spontaneous on stage. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the goal. So
Mm-hmm.
you have like runway classes, makeup classes, oratory, and that stuff during your preparation.
Yeah, so actually, I've been thinking a lot about like what kind of look would be a fit for me, I guess, as opposed to like just like copying someone else who looks beautiful, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I have been getting a lot of the makeup lessons, and then I should also work on a lot on my walk, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Great. Well, I'm here or on WhatsApp whenever you need it. I always tell this to all the girls, like,
Mm-hmm.
any suggestion you could
Mm-hmm.
need, I'm always there, okay? I
Uh,
think Venezuela has always been known for the preparation of the queens. And
yes.
it's true, because we have a really hard preparation. It's so intense, but
Mm-hmm.
it's so gratifying. And it's also gratifying to
Mm-hmm.
be able to share anything I can with you girls from all the lessons I'm
Mm-hmm.
having, and this road, because it's different from each of us.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that whenever we share our experience, then we can get stronger together. So
Oh yeah.
here anytime you need
Oh, thank you so
it.
much. Yeah, I mean, Venezuela has always been known for having the greatest beauty queens and the Miss Universe. Yeah, it's very, I guess, intriguing. It's very inspirational to see all the beautiful girls, not only beautiful, but then they know how to speak for themselves. They know how to present themselves on stage. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Have
Mhm.
you talked to some of them? Have you talked to some of the other girls?
Oh yeah, so actually I was able to meet Miss El Salvador when she was visiting New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
great. Alejandra, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
cute.
Mm-hmm. And then I know that other girls are in New York right now, and then I will be honored to see all of them. But then I know that they are very busy with schedules. I know that like day by day they have schedules. So
Yeah, I can tell too. I have seen a lot of them like super busy on activities on these last days.
yes.
That's amazing. Well, Miss Universe is approaching, like every day we're getting close to it. Are you excited about the date and location being revealed soon?
Oh yeah, I mean, I that's what I've been thinking about all day, every day
Me,
nowadays.
me too. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Let's hope this week we'll have good news.
Yes, so I know that it's gonna happen in January, but so we just have to find out the exact date and the exact location.
Let's wait a little bit. I think this week
Yes.
we're gonna have the final news. So, well, Hannah, I would like to talk now about what I asked you also yesterday
Mm-hmm.
about your social project, what your advocacy is.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about that? You told me you're now in this process of discovering yourself and getting to know what is that message that you want to take to
Mm-hmm.
the universe with your
Mm-hmm.
career attached. So,
Mm-hmm.
what have you been working on?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so like I told you before, I never expected myself to become a Miss Universe Korea. And that is because of the hardships and difficulties that I've gone through over the years. And that actually happened when my dad passed away from cancer when I was about 19 years old. Yeah, that was, yeah, a long time ago. And then at the time, the thought I had in mind was, I don't know why I have to move on with my life and to go like one step further every day. Because I didn't really see any hope.
Wow, yeah, I can imagine.
Hmm. But now I'm like looking back at my life, and then now I can't like believe all the things that happened in my life, being Miss Universe Korea and modeling. And that's the reason why I would like to give a lot of support to the people who are suffering from cancer and their family members, that even though it looks hopeless in those dark days, that there is a reason for you to move on and
Mhm.
go one step further every day, and you will be in the place where you never like imagined yourself to be. And then just the fact that you are there with your family or yourself holding on is something that's not easy, you know.
Hmm. But being alive give us hope. I
Mm-hmm.
I love that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
While there's life, there's always hope, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that that goes along with the message you want to share.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I'm really proud of you. Like I really admire how you can talk now about it, and you know what you say, look back and get to be conscious of all the blessings that you have
Mm-hmm.
today. I'm sure that your father is enjoying this moment with you, and he's sending you all his blessings, and he will accompany you through all this path. But I'm glad that you are strong enough to talk about this and share these messages and help other people that may be living similar situations.
Mhm. Yeah, because I do know that not a lot of people get the chance of receiving the treatments and all the financial aids that they need, because that's actually what actually happened to us. We didn't really have much financial support to give my father the proper treatment. And yeah, that was devastating because for our family to not being able to, yeah, give him the right treatment. So that will be the number one thing that I would like to advocate for, that people who cannot afford their treatments and the aids and probably drugs that they need in order to treat their cancer. Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm really happy to hear that and to connect with your story. And one of the goals of Voices Across the Universe is to join each other's advocacy, each other's cause. You
Right.
know, I work with women, I work for the right of women to work.
Mm-hmm.
You work for people to have more resources when they are going through this difficult medical
Mm-hmm.
situation. So
Mm-hmm.
anything I can do to help you and anything you can do to help me, it would be so valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the idea of sharing each other's message.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. Yeah, so that's the great thing about Miss Universe, so that I can see your advocacy and your, I guess, support to the group that you are speaking to. And
Ex-
then, yeah, it gives me the different perspective of life that I've never experienced before. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I believe that we are all advocate at some points to a cause, you know, because we cannot pretend to help everyone or to help all the causes, because we can do it, you know, like periodically, like sometimes you can help a different cause. But if you really advocate yourself to one strong cause, then you will impact that group of people, that community, in a bigger way, in a stronger way. And that's the interesting thing, that we have all different purposes in life. We share them, we can make them, or we can make that impact stronger.
Right. That's so true, that we have this community of people who will listen to us and will actually be interested in what we are speaking about, right?
And probably join us. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Well, there's another topic that we already half an hour gone. Oh God.
Wow.
Well, there was another interesting topic that you mentioned to me yesterday, and it's about the World Suicide Prevention Day that was celebrated on the 10th of September. So this is considered actually the suicide prevention month, no, like September. And I found a blog here with some like really interesting information, and I wanted to read it to share with people, and then we can talk about it. Okay.
Sure.
So this campaign is called Creating Hope Through Action, and it says that an estimated of 73,000 people a year take their life around the world. For every suicide, there are likely 20 other people making a suicide attempt, and many more have serious thoughts of suicide.
Right.
Millions of people suffer intense grief or are otherwise profoundly impacted by suicidal behaviors. Each suicidal death is a public health concern with a profound impact on those around them. And by raising awareness, reducing the stigma around suicide, and encouraging well-informed action, we can really reduce instances of suicide around the world. I think like it can start from little steps. And suicide is an interesting topic because people don't like to talk about it. And I have always heard, and I recently saw an interesting post that said like this was totally wrong. I've always heard that people who talk about suicide are not going to commit it, but actually they can do it. And it's one of the characteristics of them. Like they do talk about it previously to doing it. And people only think like, no, they're joking. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you're not gonna tell anyone about it. But they are looking for attention. They are looking for help.
Yes.
So this is something that we need to raise awareness.
Exactly. It's just like you mentioned, people who actually talk about, I guess, suicide, or the people who actually tell other people about this idea of suicide. It's not like they are not going to commit it. They need those people to care about the person, and they don't want to end their life. They just want to end their pain, is what they are looking.
Precisely what happened.
And then by us talking about this particular topic, we show them that there are people who care. Are people who are able to listen, who are ready to listen to their stories and to go through the process together, and that they're not alone, that they don't have to just press the exit button, because there are other people who actually care for them, and people will be able to listen to their stories through their hardships.
Exactly. Absolutely. I agree a lot with you. And I also found 5 easy and simple steps to help prevent suicide. And I think this is part of this raising awareness on these topics and share this kind of information, because it can sound simple, but it can really help a lot. The first one is to ask, because usually we are afraid to ask someone that we believe they can have suicidal thoughts, you know. But you can just naturally ask someone you think that's considering it if they in fact are, because it can also lead them to open themselves with you, talk about, and reduce the chance of this suicidal attempt. So just if you are thinking about someone that can be committing suicide. The second one is to remove access to dangerous items in case you see they are close to these things that they could use to suicide. The third one is to get them connected. If you are not physically with them, just stay connected, because this new era is giving us all the resources we need to be, like 24/7 connected. I talk to my family all day. I talk to my little sister a day, to my siblings. And if you think someone could be needing this kind of personal connection, then just do it, and ask them to call their family, to call their friends, and stay connected. The fourth one is to help them find resources. Nowadays, we can find many resources here on internet, and there are a lot of mental health professionals that can help us. And the final one is to follow up. So once you have asked them, once you have removed all the access to dangerous things, then you got connected with them and you are helping them to find resources, then follow up, like stay in touch and stay in contact with them to make sure that they are doing okay.
Right. So all of the steps that you just talked about on actually tells us that we should let them know that we are here for them, and then we are ready to listen to their stories and to stay together, that they're not in this alone, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Absolutely, Hannah. I'm so happy that we chose this topic to talk about, because I try to find a different topic to talk about in every episode of Voices of the Universe. And I had never talked about suicide, but I have always found it interesting. So thank you for showing it up, and thank you for sharing it with me. What do you think if we read some questions and some comments of the people who's joining us today? Let's see, what questions do we have here? Oh, they're asking if you can talk a little bit in Spanish. Can you say like hello in Spanish? Hola.
Yeah, so actually Miss El Salvador taught me how to say hello and how are you? But I don't know if I'm good, but yeah, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah. Great! You did amazing. And how would you say that in Korean?
So I'll say it in Korean now. 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
Oh my God, I think I need to practice it to be able to repeat. You can give me some online lessons afterwards, okay?
Oh yeah, we can do language exchange, right? Yeah.
Language exchange and gastronomic exchange, please. I also need to try your Korean food.
Yeah.
Let's see some other. Oh God, they asked me like, Amanda, would you like to get to know Korea? And I would absolutely like to know Korea. I have I don't know if relation or kind of approach with Korea, because my father is a soccer coach. He went to the World Cup that was held in Korea. I think
wow!
Like 3 years ago. No, I think 5 years ago. It was in 2017, and they ended up being like in the final match. And they didn't win the tournament, but it was the first time that Venezuela classified to the under-20 World Cup. And it was so special because it was held in Korea. And I remember my dad told me amazing things about your country. And from that moment, I always had, like the seed inside me wanting to go to Korea and get to know your culture, your food, your beautiful environments. I know it's like a really modern city, but you also have those natural environments.
Oh yeah, it's so amazing that your dad had that amazing experience in Korea. Korea is a huge soccer fan. It is probably our most loved sports category amongst all. And yeah, it'll be so great to see you in Korea. And I'm also confident that you will love the country, and the country will love you.
I'm sure about that. I'm sure I would fall in love with Korea immediately. Let me read here some other questions. Uh, 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 um, when is the Miss Universe being held? Well, we don't know yet. We only know it's going to be in January, but we are dying to know the date and the location, right?
Right, right. Because there have been a lot of rumors around the location.
What have you heard? What have you heard? Where would you like it to be held?
So at first, right, in the early, I guess, 2022, they were talking about Paris or
Yeah, in it,
Mhm.
right? Like at the beginning of the year, they were talking about Paris. I
Hmm.
remember.
Yes, and then like I started seeing Costa Rica, like when I search on Google, like
Yeah,
it's gonna help.
in Dominican Republic also.
Yes, yes. And then it started, I guess, just going all over the world, like Vietnam or in the US.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would actually love to see it also happen in Venezuela. So because I would love to see the country and experience everything with all the girls there. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that would be amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, your country would receive you with open arms, definitely. Let's wait. I think in a couple of days, or let's hope this next week, we're gonna have this good news.
Yeah.
So the is here. What is your usual gym routine?
Uh-huh.
What you always go to the gym to
Yeah.
exercise?
Yeah, so these days, I started going to a gym. So before, when it was COVID season, I wasn't able to, yeah, work out in the gym. But nowadays, I guess I'm pretty much addicted to going to gym. So I would be doing at least like 40 minutes of cardio exercise on treadmill. That would be the first thing that I would be doing, and then I would work on I guess strengthening exercises like glutes exercises or abs exercises. But I also like to take dance classes or Pilates lessons if I have time. Yeah, and it'll be great if we have time to, I guess, work out together and then show us our.
I would love it. I mean, I would.
Yeah.
We if we have any chance at the hotel of the concentration, then we should
Mhm.
definitely go. I'm also a fan of gyms. Like I love to go.
Mhm.
And when I'm at a hotel, even more. I don't know
Oh,
why.
really?
Hotel gyms, yeah.
Wow, I really admire people who work out in the hotel because all
Really?
I'm thinking about is the breakfast buffet.
Oh my god, well, I love that too. I love that too.
Yeah.
But you can go to the gym so then you don't feel guilty, you know? Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
go with the satisfaction of having worked out.
Oh, that's very true. Very true.
Great. They also ask us if you have any favorite Miss Universe Korea, like any other women that has represented your country.
Uh-huh. So actually, my favorite Miss Universe Korea would be Honey Lee. So she was the third runner-up of Miss Universe, I believe, 2007. And then
Okay.
he is actually the only Miss Universe Korea who made it to top five. And then that's a very meaningful, I think, on title. And then now he is a great actor, also a mom, so very impressive. How she's
Inspiring.
handling.
That's great. I love to get to know the stories of the queens that have passed through the Miss Universe pageant, you know? Because
Right.
they then become like they are already strong and confident women, but they become mothers, wives, or business women, and they have their own projects and they grow a lot after this experience. And I'm sure that will also happen to us.
Yeah, yeah. So I cannot I cannot wait to find out about our future journeys for you and for me.
Yeah, and we need to stay in touch, okay? Like we need to
Yes, yes.
like, hey, darling, hey, Hannah, how you doing? Like 5 years later or 10 years later, and keep in touch.
Yeah, that'll be so great. Yeah.
We're going to do it, I'm sure.
Yes, yes.
Well, Hannah, I'm so glad you joined us for Voices Across the Universe today. I'm really happy to have restarted this project with your presence, with your company, and I would like us to end the conversation to share what's our message, because our slogan is two women, one powerful message. So what do you take from this conversation, and what will you like the public and everyone who's watching to know after all we talked about?
Uh-huh. So after what we talked about today, I realized the importance of getting connected, I believe. Even though we've never met in person, we are connected through voices across the universe. And we also talked about being like staying connected to the people who might be struggling and who might have the suicidal thoughts. So it's very important us to be connected to them and let them know that we are here. So I believe the message that we can send out today might be the importance of staying connected to the people around you that you care about and also to the universe. Yeah.
Exactly, to the whole. Yeah, because you don't know who can be in need of that little message, of that call. And we have so many resources, like technological resources nowadays, that we need to use them in a responsible way. So I think that would be my message after this conversation. To take advantage of all the incredible technological resources that we have, like FaceTime, WhatsApp, or our social media, to use it in a conscious and responsible way. Because reading this article, we found out that raising awareness towards these important topics, it really makes a change. Talking about it really impacts other people's lives. Like you can change someone's lives by talking about a topic that can be, like usually not talked about, like maybe we are afraid to talk about it. So I would ask people to start using day by day these resources in a more responsible and conscious way to help others, because that's what will fill your heart and makes you greatest satisfaction in life.
Right. I agree with you totally. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity that I got to talk to you about the important topics that we should be covering as a spokesperson of our country, right?
Great. I'm so grateful with you, Hannah, and you already know you can keep in touch whenever you want. I'm here for you always, and mwah, I'm sending you a big kiss to you and to the whole Korean nation.
Oh, thank you so much. I am so happy that I got to talk to you and can't wait to meet you in person in the past.
Me too. Me too. See you soon, and we'll stay in touch. Mwah.
Yeah.
Have a nice Sunday.
Yeah, have a great Sunday, Amanda.
Bye, Hannah. Thank you.